Good evening,
Good
Utkarsh.
evening.
I welcome you all. I am Utkarsh, one of the career advisor at Protest Professional Training. So before we start, let me give a quick overview about us. Protest is a certification institute which provide upskilling courses to the professionals like HR journalist, HR analytics advanced certification, POS train the trainer to deliver POS training, business analytics for the managers, corporate trainer and facilitator train the trainer certification, certified practitioner coach certification, and emotional intelligence trainer and coach certification. We also provide customized training programs. All the training programs are accredited by the topmost bodies like ICF, SHRM, HRCI, CPD, and IBAC. I'm so glad to see many existing students, team members, and aspiring students of ProTouch who has joined this learning session. I would like to know from the audience, how do you think, in what way Agile is impacting HR? You can unmute yourself or you can share your thoughts in the chat box.
Could you please repeat the question?
So the question is, like, how do you think, in what way Agile is impacting HR?
Then copy and paste those in the chat box, your question.
Tough question. Maybe. Yes. Okay, so I think let's replace the question. What do we mean by agile? What do we mean by agile? Just put it in the chat box. What's your understanding? What do you mean by agile, everyone? Time boxing. Okay.
Sarika Sharma has written time in boxing concept that Agile is helping increasing productivity.
Okay. What do we mean? What do we mean by agile? Are you agile? Neha, are you agile? Janki, are you agile? Quick and easy. I think Richa is saying that. Okay. Let's have some more coming up, please. What do we mean by agile? Because that is where we start. Active. Okay. So over to you, Utkarsh.
Thank you, ma'am. So now let's begin the learning session with Mr. Satish Malhotra, our guest speaker of today's evening. I would like to take a moment to introduce you with our today's guest speaker. Mr. Satish Malhotra, who comes with 18 plus years of professional experience in the IT field, where he has played multiple roles in the technology and people management, dealing people on technology front like project manager, agile coach, scrum master, and product owner. He also spent significant time as HR manager to handle employees globally. He is a certified Six Sigma Green Belt, certified Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and also SHRM HRCI certified HR journalist professional working as a principal consultant in one of the German-based organizations. With his multiple exposure in agile and project management, worked at client and in various countries, he comes with the amalgamation of the latest trend in the technology and people domain. Today, he is going to talk about how agile is impacting HR. It is our honor to have Mr. Satish Malhotra with us. Over to you, Mr. Satish.
Thank you very much, ProTouch team, for providing this opportunity. And thank you very much for this introduction. However, one thing I would like to tell you, everyone, that I'm also one of the students of ProTouch. So whatever the knowledge has been obtained in the HR field, I'm fortunate enough by getting the guidance and mentorship from Dr. Aparna. And that is why I have added multiple values in my organization. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm so sorry because of this network issue. I'm still trying to switch my Wi-Fi so that I can start my video, but I think my voice is quite clear to everyone, right? I'm audible, right, everyone?
Yes, Satish, you're loud and clear.
Okay,
Yes, Satish.
okay. So guys, one important thing is that I always introduce myself, though there is a lot has been said, but I always tell that I'm a student, right? And when I say that I'm a student, I always encourage that I know something, you all know something. And to make this session very beautiful, it is important that it should be interactive. So I have seen that when the question has been asked, then people have reserved to say something, right? Which is going to be a hurdle, to be frank, in this particular session. So I would like to request to everyone, whether you know it or you don't know it, let's start sharing your thoughts so that we can further, dig into it, and we can see that how we can add the value, right? So I would like to request to everyone that just come on that grounds of a common sync, and then we will be having more discussion on this very interesting topic called Agile in HR, right? So you can see that in this particular screen. I think screen is visible to everyone, right? Just say yes or no. Otherwise, the
Yes.
live.
Yes.
Yeah, it is important, guys. It is important.
Yes,
I mean, yeah. This energy is very important. Okay, very nice. So if the screen is visible, then you can see the agenda. So what we are going to talk about, we are going to talk about uh, what exactly the agile is and what exactly the agile mindset is. And after that, we will see that there is a very standard term what people use called agile manifesto. So we will talk about it as well. And then we will see that how agile can be useful in HR field, right? That we will also talk about. And then we will see that by using this agile, how we can add some value into our L&D division, into the recruitment and better selection. And then we will see like employee engagement can be also aligned with the HR, in the HR with the agile, right? And then we will talk about how cross-functional teams can be made in HR. And then we will also see what are the frameworks available in the HR, in the agile field, which can help HR to scale, right? So you all are with me? Are you ready to understand this agile, a new concept?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. Very, very, very much. Thank you. So, because nobody has told in the beginning that what exactly agile is. So one person has said some collaborative approach or something like that, right? So let's move to the next screen. I think who is having the control? Komal is having the control.
I'm having control, Satish. Don't worry, I'm managing. Go ahead.
Okay.
Whenever
Okay.
you want,
Thank
you
you.
just
Thank you.
say to the next screen. I will help you.
Yep.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So now let's talk about what exactly the agile is and what exactly the agile mindset is, right? So when we talk about agile, which is very common word what people are talking about nowadays. So in software field, because I would like to start this detailing uh, before using HR field, let's talk about some software field first. So I believe that you all are using softwares somewhere here and there, right? And we all that in the softwares, whenever any software we develop or whenever any project we complete, so we complete into two ways. One is that you know all the requirements in the beginning, whatever the project you are doing, whether it is a software project or it is a non-software project. Even if you are, going to arrange a marriage for your brother or sister, right? You will see in those projects, there are two ways to accomplish those projects.
Your
One
voice,
is that
your voice.
have
Satish, your voice.
clarity that what exactly you want to do, which is in technical terms we say that
Satish, your voice.
understanding, right? So you understand what
Sir,
exactly
we are
you
not
want.
able to hear you.
So when you have that clarity,
Sir, you're not audible.
requirements, and I need to fulfill these requirements
Satish, we are not able to hear you. We have lost you.
one by one, and by having that detailed understanding of the requirements, you start working on them and to complete those.
Ma'am, I think is not able to hear us.
If somebody can just call him and help him, ma'am.
We're doing that. Takes time.
Thank you.
Waterfall model. Aparna, I'm getting a call. I think I'm not audible.
We are not able to hear you properly, Satish.
Sorry, what you are saying, Aparna?
We are not able to hear you properly, Satish.
Okay. Now audible?
Yes, yes. Please keep the same system so that we are able to.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So perhaps, I mean, it got connected with my another Bluetooth device. Okay, fine. So now this is clear. I have stopped my Bluetooth and everything. So this will be now totally focused on my wired phone, wired headset. Okay, fine. So what I was saying that, so there are two methods to accomplish any project, right? And the first method, what I was talking about, is called waterfall model. Now, waterfall model is basically where we are talking about, we understand all the requirement in the beginning, and then we take action and we complete those projects. What is the meaning of waterfall? When water, in the waterfall, what happens? The water starts from the top and it goes down. You cannot bring back that water in upward state, right? If it comes down, it will always come down. What does it mean? If you have a clear understanding of the requirement, then you go to the next phase. Like, for example, let's try to understand the birthday party celebration, right? Which is a very, very easy example, actually. So what happens in the birthday party celebration? You have all the requirements. You keep down all the requirements in a diary. After that, what you do? You start booking your vendors, right? Once you book all the vendors and space and everything, then you go to invite the guest. Once you invite all the guests, then you start planning and decoration and everything on the day of celebration. And once everything happens, then people start coming and then you celebrate birthday. These are the steps. Now, let's consider that you are at a stage of, decoration. When you are doing the decoration, can you roll back the invitations which you have sent to the people? This is my question to all of you. Can you roll back the invitations which you have sent to the people?
No, sir.
Obviously, no. That means if you have passed that stage, you cannot go back. This is the process of waterfall, right? Once you go ahead, you will just go ahead. You cannot go back. That method is called waterfall model. And the biggest challenge in this waterfall model in current scenario is that people are more volatile, right? Requirements are keep on getting changing. So definitely Agile will not be applicable on birthday party celebration. But when we look at, HR field or software development field, or whatever you are doing right now, like for example, let's consider one example in HR, right? Let's talk about the appraisal system. Okay. So in the appraisal system, what people used to do that, there are set of requirements that, okay, there is a one person and that person is going to complete his annual cycle. And once he will finish his annual complete 1 year, then he will be eligible for the, hike. That is a journal system, right? And once the hike has been given, you will see that the people will definitely not roll back it, right? That is a simple waterfall model. But nowadays, what is happening? The talent is getting exponentially good. You do appraisal today, and perhaps after 6 months, people will come that we have done these 2 new skill sets. We have developed the skill sets, and now we want more hike, right? Otherwise, we are leaving the organization. These are the, especially in the IT world, right? In that situation, how HR will handle? because now the requirements are keep on changing, right? Sometimes people say that, look at my performance in artificial intelligence. I have developed this software and this is going to add a revenue into the organization. So could you please upgrade my package, right? So what is happening actually? The situation is the things are so volatile that you cannot go by the step-by-step process. And when there is a lot of change in the requirements, then we talk about the another volatile method, which is called Agile. So you all are with me on the difference between the regular practices, what we used to do, which is called waterfall model, and what is the new practice, which we are gradually opting in HR, especially Agile. Anybody is having any question till now? I'm audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. No, sir. No question.
So everyone is clear what I'm saying? Huh? Interesting.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Satish.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so Yogeshwari is saying something. Check on the chat. Oh, yes, sir. Okay, fine. So thank you, Yogeshwari. Now, so what we are saying that basically Agile is a mindset, right? Which basically set of values and principles that promotes adaptability. So the fundamental concept of the Agile is you should be adaptable, number one. Number two, you should have a mindset of continuous improvement, right? And then on the top of it, your focus should be customer. Now, what would you say when you are in HR? Who is your customer? Who will tell me that who is your customer?
The candidate.
The employee.
The employee. That the general term is employee, right? Absolutely
I think
right.
candidate and employees both.
Candidate and employees both. Okay. Okay.
Both. Because
The-
at the end of the day, like, being an HR, you have to take care of your candidates and parallelly you have to take care of all your employees.
Oh.
Even have to give them a clarity about the
Mhm.
position and what are the roles and responsibilities they are doing.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, tell me one thing.
One
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
which I've learned, as ma'am said, making them feel a wow factor so
Uh-huh.
that when they come to a company, they have a brief clarity on what things they are going to work.
Right, right, absolutely right. So one aspect is this, but could you tell me, or anybody could tell me, there is a new role which people talk about a lot in HR field called HRBP. What exactly the HRBP is?
Business partner.
Human resource business partnership.
He's a
So
business
do you think?
partner.
Also strategist.
So do you think that HR as a independent entity is having any responsibility towards the business also?
Yes.
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 He coordinates with both the members.
Okay, so do you think that can we consider that businesses are also our customers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All the stakeholders are our customers.
All the stakes. So now gradually when we are going up, we are changing the definition. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying that. So whenever we talk about, so this is totally changing. The world is totally changing now. Before that, in the past, if you will talk before 10 years or before 5 years, or even I should say that before, COVID, right? HR focus, I mean, people think that HR is working for businesses. They always try that how we can hire people on low cost, how we can hire people on low cost, how we can hire best talent with less cost. People used to think like that, and this was the HR role, right? And one of the KRAs of HR that just think about the businesses. But over a period of time, in the last couple of years, or I think I should say 5 to 6 years or 7 years, Now things are changing. HR are not only responsible for the businesses, but also they are responsible for the people, right? You need to bring the talent. You need to bring the talent with the effective cost, but what you are doing to maintain the talent, what you are going to retain the talent, right? That is the another KRA, which is very important nowadays to retain a best talent in the industry, right? So now you can see that our customers are not only the employees or the candidates or the future candidates or existing candidates, but also at one extent, we as an HR also responsible to, serve our businesses, where we understand that how we can deliver the best value to our clients, right? So this is the mindset shift which you can see right now. Now coming to the next topic, which is written as Agile is a project management approach, as I said, like it is moreover into the software world, and in the software world, people are using for last almost now more than 10 years, this Agile, which is now gradually entering into the HR field, right? So it is a project management approach. We will talk further in detail. And then where we emphasize on the flexibility. Nowadays, people are working from home. Nowadays, people are not, like I have seen multiple, pro touch videos on LinkedIn and on YouTube channel. I have seen, and look at your own organization, guys, where you all have been associated directly or indirectly, which is pro touch. The best example which I can tell you in this presentation, that how flexible work environment, how adaptable work environment, how energetic and collaborative work environment Approach is providing to the employees so that they can have a best output, right? So what exactly it is? It is a way of working Agile, where every day the things are getting changed, the requirements are getting changed, and then accordingly, people are getting adapted, right? Let's go into deep and move to the next slide, where we will understand what exactly the Agile manifesto is, right? So could you please shift to the next slide? Thank you. This is the, Agile manifesto. And this is a very standard term what we use into, software world. But let me just tell you that if you are thinking about Agile, the first and foremost principle is individuals and interactions over processes and tools. What does it mean? What is the meaning of this particular line? In the past, how people used to work. There is a one client, you sign a contract with the client. And in the contract, you have written 10 points that, okay, fine, we will do this for you. And this is the contract. And this is the, cost. Okay. So people used to sign the contract. And when the service provider is delivering the services, they will be very much focused only on the contract and all the points which is written on the contract. And if client tells that, could you please deliver something else? Then people tell, or the service provider will tell, you need to pay extra because this is not written into the contract. Am I making sense to everyone? Am I making sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The another example, look at in your office. You all guys are working on laptops, right? Laptops and desktops, right?
Yes.
If your keyboard does not work or your mouse does not work, what you do?
We contact to the IT people.
Contact to the IT people. And now let me tell you that in the large organization, what happens? If you'll go to the IT people will tell you that don't come to us. Please raise a ticket into the tool. The support tool is available. Have you seen or have you experienced such thing in your life?
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Right? Now you tell me, when we go with the, this tool process or ticket process, it takes more time or it takes less time?
More time.
More time, sir.
Obviously more time, right? Now you tell me, if you want to serve your customer, because employee is your customer, Will you provide your services which takes more time, or will you provide services instantly?
Instantly.
Instantly.
That will be your preference, right? Instantly. What Agile says that? Agile says that go talk to the people, have individual interactions. This is more important than focusing on tool and focusing on processes. Now, it does not mean that I'm saying that tool and processes are wrong. No. So you know what will happen? I'll go to my IT person and I will tell him that, see, this mouse is not working. What shall I do? You know, there are two approaches to reply this. One is go raise a ticket on the priority basis. The team will come to you and they will replace your mouse, right? That is one way of doing things, right? The second way of doing things is that, see, ticket is important, you know that. This is the mouse, take it, do your work. Please go and raise a ticket right now. Now you tell me which is better.
The second approach.
Raising the ticket.
Approach. Oh, so definitely we are going to raise a ticket. We are not bypassing process. We are not bypassing that ticket should not be raised. It will be raised. The process will be followed, right? But the service has been already provided by giving the mouse. The one line, the first line, individual and interactions are more important over process and tool. We are using a word more important. Do not misguide the people and do not misunderstood with this line. I'm not at all saying that tools and processes are not important. I'm saying individual interaction is more important than process and tools, but process and tools should be in the place. Making sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is Agile Manifesto. Number 2, working softwares over comprehensive documentation. You know, let me just give you this is related to the software, but let me give you a very interesting example. You go to a restaurant, right? And the waiter comes and you tell the waiter that, okay, what is the best dish you have? And he says that, okay, sir, you should try this paneer tikka, the special paneer tikka we make. Actually, you will never had anywhere else. Then you said, okay, fine, let's come with this paneer tikka, no problem. You know, after 2 minutes, what happens? Another person comes to you and he comes with a very beautiful printed papers, and that paper contains all the information about the paneer tikka. See, this sort of paneer we purchase, this sort of method we use, these are the, material we are going to use. Each and everything, what they do into paneer tikka, they write it over there. And they say that this is the best in the world. You are reading every line. And after 10 minutes, the paneer tikka comes. You know? So documentation was there. Beautiful documentation, everything, detailed process, all things are there. The first bite you eat and the paneer tikka was pathetic. Have you experienced such experiences in the restaurant sometime in your life?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right? Right? So what exactly
They
it
say
is?
something and happen something.
Actually, so you know what is important? Documentation is important, or the real taste, the real software, the end product is important.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, guys, tell me. You go to, I mean, this is a very classic example in the Indian marriages, you know that? Everything is well designed, decorated, and everything is good. And then Fufa ji will come or kahen ki namak to kam tha sab, baki sab bahut badhiya hua. I believe that you understand the Hindi also.
Yes, sir.
Have you experienced?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it all depends upon the people perception.
People perception, but the most important thing is that what exactly we deliver at the end, right? What exactly we deliver at the end is more important. So what we are saying that working software over comprehensive documentation. It does not mean that documentation is not good. We need to do the documentation, but make sure your importance should be delivering the services, right? Let me just give you an example. You get, let's say, you hire a candidate, right? And and the candidate, joins on the joining date. Onboarding process happens as per the process. Everything is happening very nicely, right? End of the day, you realize that organization, as an organization, you should have asked a beautiful lunch on the day one to the employee, right? Even though it is not part of your process, but you should have asked, but you could not. What sort of experience you will be delivering? So when we talk about the working software, this is basically for software industry. However, in HR perspective, we will talk about the experience what we are delivering, right? So make sure that, like for example, leave policy. I have seen multiple times, because leave policy documents contains 5-10 pages. So people don't explain, HR don't explain to employee the leave policy in detail. What they do, they tell to employee, see, this is the link, go and read the policy, and then if you have any query, come to us.
Yes, exactly.
Have you this experience in your life?
Yes, so I want to tell you something.
Yeah. Yes,
So we have a software, ERP software, where everything is being calculated. Your own
Right.
leave and comp off.
Right.
Everything is
Right.
been mentioned over there.
Right. No,
So
you are
if you have
absolutely
any queries, then you can reach out to HR. Otherwise, it will be appeared on the software itself.
software, right? So let me
Yes.
just tell you that the fact is that there is a standard policy. The software will just follow the policy. But what exactly the policy is? How many CL you will get? How many PL you will get? How many maternity leaves you will get? What is the process of paternity leave? Right? Right? If you are going on site, what is the process of leave? These all things needs to be explained, right? So documentation is good, but the experience which you need to have a more interaction with the people is more important. Making sense? It is always fine. It is always important that have an interaction with the people and then go with the documentation. I'm not saying that documentation is not good, right? But documentation should be in the place, but the mindset should be that as an HR, I should deliver, more functional experience rather than just a theoretical experience. Am I making sense to everyone? Guys, if you are not
Yes, sir.
getting connected, then you can raise the question. It is
Yes, sir.
important, guys, right? Okay, thank you. Now let's move to the next one, which is called customer collaboration. Oh, so Rahul sir is saying that documentation should be in place, right? So what I'm saying continuously, that by these manifesto, do not consider that the second part of these sentences are not important. The second part, documentation should be in place, but as an HR should interact more. Absolutely right. Right? So these all 4 sentences are having 2 parts. One is the first part, and there is a second part. After overword, there is a second part. We are not saying that second part is not required. We are saying that second part is also important, but the first part should have more, priority than the second part. Look at the next one, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. This is a very interesting thing. Let me just give you one example of my personal experience with, ProTouch as a student. So I got I got enrolled into the program, and then so the moment when got you enrolled, basically you are signing a contract with the institution, right? That, see, this is the program, for this I'm paying, and in return I will get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 things. That is the contract, right? Now program starts and things are getting very well. Sessions are delivered. You all are doing all things good. As for the contract, things are going well. And then you call one day to your counselor and say that, see, everything is good, sessions are going good, but can I be enrolled into the placement drive program, which is not written into the contract, let's say, for example. And as an organization, what you do? Do you give importance to your contract, or do you give importance to customer collaboration? What will you do?
Collaboration.
What will you do? Will you say to your
Customer
student
collaboration.
or your employee or your candidate that no, this is not written into the contract, so you are not eligible? Or you will look at your brand value, you will look at your future importance of your organization, and then you will tell to all your customers that yes, we are here to go above and beyond, right? Whatever is written in contract, which is fine, but we are not saying no to provide a better services to our customers. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Anybody would like to have any experience?
I have an experience about the interview process.
Yeah, please tell me.
How we actually, so if you can allow me, so that I can tell how our interview process works.
Go ahead, Karthik. Go ahead.
You can tell.
Okay. So first, when the candidate comes to our office, we give them a rules and regulations. So once he gets a clarification about the rules and regulations, then tell him to take a written test based on which position he's applying for. So when he writes the test and when he submits the test, it goes to the RM, the reporting manager. Once the reporting manager has a confirmation for that and is okay, then it will go to the next level. And then he'll be having a practical session on that.
Okay.
Practical test. Then after once he gets selected in the practical and if he does well, then it goes to VP, Vice President. Once the Vice President gives the approval, then it goes to the business head.
Okay.
Once the business head gets confirmed, then it goes to the CMD, Chief Managing Director. That's what how our interview process goes on. And it will take maximum 4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
Like, depending upon his patience and how he writes his test, and even telling him about the contract. Actually, we have a 2.5 years of contract, which a person can't live in the middle.
So my question here is that when you have all these contracts, what is more important for you?
For me, the more important is his learnings. His learnings.
That we have been going through with so many processes and things.
Yes.
But that was painful. That was a sort of, a torture. What would you say? It is a good process or it is a bad process?
Good process. But actually, if a person is not selected, we treat him so well that he remembers he remembers her name actually. That how as a brand we give them value, the respect. That is most important. And giving them clarity about all the things makes us unique in the market.
Okay. That is the one perspective. Anybody
Yes.
else would like to throw any light on it?
I would like to add here what Satish is trying to say, Karthik. Now you have a pretty long process, right?
Yes.
What is important? If the talent is there, do you want the talent to join your company or just take your brand and go away,
No, no.
right?
Actually, we
So
go
for
through the
example,
process.
wait. For example, you may have a processes for everyone, right? Processes are important, but you get to see there is a great talent coming in your way, right? And because of certain XYZ factor, maybe he's not able to follow one or two steps which are given in your company. Would you take certain deviation for that candidate? That this candidate is really good and I want this candidate. Can we collaborate? Can we adjust? Can we accommodate? Can we take deviation for this candidate?
We can tell him that you prepare yourself and then come to the interview.
It totally depends. For example, that is what Satish is meant to say, that you may have processes. Processes are good, but don't, we cannot be so rigid with the processes that we are making compromise on a great talent who is coming in my way. If I would have been HR or someone there, I say, hello, it's okay. We can get it done from this particular person little later. Let me take some deviation because the candidate is good. And that is where we have a win-win situation for candidate, for company. And then so that is what we are talking about, the customer collaboration. Am I right, Satish? What, am I making sense here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is what Satish is trying to say, that processes are one place, but people are more important.
Yes, people are more important, but we follow through the process.
वही तो प्रॉब्लम हो रही है ना कार्तिक. अब हम लोग इतने प्रोसेस ओरिएंटेड हो गए हैं that we are forgetting another P in the process, that is people. Okay.
Yes, I do agree on your point, but I also went through the same process actually.
So that does not mean that everyone should go through the same process. साथ भी कभी बहुत ही करना जरूरी नहीं है हर बार, right?
Yeah, but actually that shows his interest and performance, right?
It totally
How
depends.
he is good
I
at it.
think in the interest of time, we should take it forward. Satish, over to you, please. Let me share it once again. Over to you, Satish.
Satish, you're on mute.
Oh, now I'm audible? Okay. And perhaps I'm visible now also? Okay. So I just changed my camera as well and device. Fine. So what I was saying, that customer collaboration or contract negotiation is basically a concept where we are giving more importance to, customer rather than the contract. I'm not saying that contract should not be followed. The contract should be there. But when you have a better experience with your customers, and sometimes we tell that, okay, fine, we never say no to customers. We tell to customer that we will do this, and definitely we will deliver it. It may cost you more, but we are here for you, right? It's okay to revise the cost in later stages, right? But it is important that you always give importance to your customer. If I, as a student, come to you, or as an employee, I come to you, and I want, or as a client, I come to you, whatever the role I play, if I'm, seeking something from you because you are expert, it is your responsibility to give me. If it costs you, it's fine. You can ask the cost, right? So the idea is, the mindset is, customer collaboration is more important than contract negotiation. Coming to the next one is responding to change over following a plan. This is a very interesting example. You are going to airport and you have made a plan. This is the route you need to follow, right? And this is the plan. You start running your cab, and you know what happened after 3 or 4 kilometers? You find a traffic. What will you do? You will still follow the plan? Because if you'll still follow the plan, you will reach late. Isn't it? Or you will change the route. What is best? So the idea is, if there is a need to change, be adaptable. Accept the change. I have seen multiple times, especially in the software teams, right? Or even in the
let's look at the example of COVID time, when there was a lot of challenge in the recruitment processes. How many people here come from HR and experience that you give an offer, 1 offer, 2 offer, 3 offer, and today is a joining date, or tomorrow is a joining date, let's say, right? You make a call today to candidate. Hi, are you ready? Tomorrow you have a joining date. Remember, he said, yes, I'm 100% joining, no problem. So morning 10 o'clock, I'll be there. At 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you again make a call. Hi, could you please ready for join? And he says or she says, yes, at 10 o'clock, I'll be there. And because that time there was a virtual, virtual meetings and everything was virtual. So at 10 o'clock, there's no candidate. 10:05, 10:10, 10:15. And now your BP is getting up because you are a recruiter. You are going to close the position for your business. And now this is going to be raised as an escalation for you that you could not close it, but the candidate is nowhere. Have anybody experienced this in the COVID time especially? People were backing out like anything. At that time, you were following the plan, or you were just accepting those changes and then trying to figure out the solutions. What was your approach? Anybody? We have 74
Accepting the
people.
changes.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, accepting the changes and adapting to new technology, like whatever we can do at that time, so that if you have any backup, then we can just go with the backup, right?
At that time, people have make it flexible. Absolutely right, Kavita. Right. So what we have seen that people have come up with thousands of ideas. I'm telling you that people have started giving the joining bonus. People have started giving the performance bonus or multiple stuffs. Right. The medical help, the medical facilities to the parents, to the relatives even. So there are multiple thought process came out as a result of change. What was it? What was basically the agile mindset? Am I making sense to everyone? If this is clear to all of you, I'm telling you that in half of the time of this session, it was important to understand what exactly the agile is and what exactly the agile mindset is. So what we have understood, in your mind, just make sure your customer should be happy. Make sure your business should be happy. Make sure the people are having the best experience, right? And make sure that if changes are coming to you, don't say no. How you will figure out, that is a different question. But upfront, you cannot go by stating no. So yes, Swarika, absolutely right. Customer experience is on top priority. Making sense to everyone? If you have this mindset, now let's move to the next slide, which tells you. So could you please move to the next slide? Who is moving the slide? Am I audible? Okay, yeah. So now let's very focus very minutely that what exactly agile can be useful in HR, right? So first of all, after understanding the agile mindset and agile manifesto, can you recall that what are the HR processes we can change? How we can bring better efficiency? How we can bring better collaboration? How we can bring a quick response? Let me give you a small example. There is one department, let's say a finance department, because finance department comes to almost all sort of industries, right? Whether it's IT, non-IT, manufacturing, all sort of industries, all sort of domains are having a finance department. In the finance department, there is an opening. So who is responsible to open the opening? The head of the department, right? And he appoints 1 or 2 people from his department to take interviews. So the responsibility lies with the finance department that they will be having a new candidates in their department, and they will make sure that the people who are joining should be good for the organization, right? That is the one part. Now this opening goes to recruitment department, right? What happens over there? There is a head of the recruitment. He looks at it. He defines JD. He do all sort of stuff, the complete recruitment process. So multiple teams are also responsible over time, right? After that, what happens? Once the offer letter is released, right? Then the candidate onboarding happens. Who does the candidate onboarding? Not recruitment team. There is the HR compliance and other team who is having responsibility of onboarding. They again come into picture, and then they onboard the candidate, right? After that, what happens? Then the finance team comes, creates his accounts and everything, and then employee will be onboarded. And during the recruitment process, finance team also take interviews and all those stuff happens, right? Now what is happening? In this entire process, to accomplish this process successfully, you are having multiple dependencies, isn't it? You are having multiple dependencies. What Agile says that, and these dependencies sometimes create delay when there is a large organization. Let's say you have 100 people requirement. This we have experienced. We were having a requirement of 250 people in one shot. And the point was it needs to be closed within a 1 month of time frame. We were having a 10 people in the recruitment team, 250 and 20 working days because Saturday, Sundays are off, right? Every day we need to, finish at least 10 people hiring. And 10 people hiring is only possible when you do at least 70 to 80 interviews. Isn't it? That means if you want to hire 200 candidates in a month, you need to interview at least 1,000 people. Can you understand the scale? Having said that, you have multiple dependencies of the multiple departments. Do you understand this? How can you do that? Can you do with the regular process? No. You need a very interesting concept which comes via Agile, is called cross-functioning teams. So when I say cross-functioning teams, you know what we do? When we hire a recruiter, we make sure that the recruiter also comes with the technical knowledge. Because our company is a technical company. When any automobile company hires a recruiter, he makes sure that he comes with the automobile domain. You know why? Because he comes with that mindset that at least the initial level of screening, the technical screening will be done as his hand by removing the dependency on the technical department. My recruiter, who is an MBA in HR, haven't studied BTech or engineering, does not know any software, but he also knows what is Java. Java is a language, basically. Let me just tell you all in technical words. Right? He understands what are the object-oriented programming. One of the questions in Java technology. Are you getting my point? So why I'm saying this? You need to have people who are having multiple skill sets coming together, and then you can, deliver better solutions in less time. That means you can improve your TAT, which is called turnaround time. Making sense? And yes, the training will play definitely important part. So whenever we are talking about the, execution of cross-functional teams, that means there is a recruiter. He does the recruitment only. He's expert into recruitment, but he knows how to do the onboarding also. He knows that initial first level round of technical round, he can also do that because he comes with that sort of knowledge. right? He can also, there's no need to every time go to a recruitment head, to the department head to talk about the openings. He can also go and take the opening details. He can also create the JD. He can help the onboarding process, right? He can help to do the first technical round. Am I making sense to everyone? What does it mean? That means we are talking about the cross-functional team, right? So can we build such teams? Like, for example, let me just give you the example of ProTouch. Like, there is a one person who is excellent into the career counseling. But if needed, not every time, but if needed, he can, come arrange the session, right? Or he can come and go to present a sales pitch if needed, or help to prepare a sales pitch, right? What it is, one person is doing multiple jobs. Again, I'm not saying that multitasking is good. Do not consider it into a wrong way. But let me just tell you that you are good at one thing, but you know multiple small things at small level. So that as a contributor in your organization, you can contribute as an agile way, right? Because you do not know when the new requirements or need comes, and you should foster that. Making sense, everyone? This is called cross-functional team. So you know what we have done in that situation when we were in the situation of hiring 200 candidates of different technologies? We have created small teams, cross-functional teams, 5 people team. In 5 people team, one person was recruiter, one person was technical person coming from the finance department, one person was from HR team as a onboarding expert, right? And one person was another helper who will be, sorting all those things. So these 4 people team. These 4 people will do work together, collaborate together, and do end-to-end stuff very fast. And in such way, we will be having 5, 6, 7 teams, right? And parallelly, we will be running all the stuff in one go. That is agile mindset. Making sense, everyone? Any question till now? No. See, in such situation, 2 things happen. Either I am explaining in the worst way and no one is understanding anything, or I am explaining excellent way, everyone is understanding everything.
So option 2 is right.
I'm not sure if
Yes, option 2 is right, Satish.
Because I'm very happy to see the 68 brains sitting here, right? And please counter me, guys. It is important. Tell me, Satish, क्या bullshit बात कर रहे हो आप यार? ऐसा नहीं होता जिंदगी में. Tell me, because it is important to learn from each other, right? Sorry for my word, bullshit, but I'm just telling that. I mean, this is just a feeling I'm coming from. But please tell me with the 68 minds that no, Satish, we come with a lot of different experiences, and this is not going to work actually. I'm just sharing my experience, and to be frank, it worked very well. Okay.
I think, Satish, we also need to be a little, look at the timing. So it is 4:08, everyone.
Yeah, I'll just try to finish it. Let's move to the slide quickly.
Sure.
Actually, this was a very, very interesting topic, and I'm telling you that this 1 hour is very less. But let me just try to finish.
I can completely understand. No problem.
So could you please switch to the deck? Yeah. So I think now if it is clear with the example which I have taken, now look at it. So basically when we talk about how it is going to help us into the learning and development, go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. So use of Agile in learning and development. Anyway, so Agile methods can enhance learning and development initiative by, actually, just one thing you need to keep in mind when we are talking about Agile, customer focus. You know what will happen when you will have a customer focus? Frequently, you will go to your customers and tell customers, feedback, sir. How can I improve, sir? Are you getting my point? What shall I do to improve? The fundamental concept is that how you are taking feedback, number one. And number two, do you have a mindset of continuous improvement? Because sometimes people feel that whatever we have done, this is the best way it can be done. This cannot be done in any other better way. People start thinking this, which is absolutely wrong, right? Whatever you are doing, I'm telling you that there is always a better way of doing it. It does not matter that we don't know right now. But when you talk to people, when you read, when you listen, you will see that there are thousands of different methods which are even better than your method. It does not mean that my method is wrong or bad. My method is also good, but we can improve upon it. So in the learning and development, go and talk to your people. Okay, tell me one thing, very interesting question. Any recruiter, anyone who comes from the recruitment area, please raise a hand. It will be a very interesting question to all of recruiters. Very quickly.
Yes.
Okay, so anybody who said yes, question to that person, Madhuri, right? If you have hired a Mr. X, how many times you have cross-checked with X that what is his growth today after 3 years in your company? You have hired him as a software developer or finance executive or receptionist or let's say counselor. After 3 years, where he or she is, anybody has cross-checked by going back to him, by going back to his manager and cross-checked if 3 years back he was counselor and after spending 3 years he is still counselor. This is the right way of growth. What is the challenge the person is facing? What is the challenge organization is facing? Why he is not getting promoted? Why he is not growing? Why he is stuck with the customer, just one role, the counselor role? Why he is not trainer today? Or why he is not executive today? Or senior manager today? If not, then there is something missing. And what is missing? That what will give you the answer of your L&D. And you will get the details of your trainings, what sort of trainings needs to be done to your people so that they should grow. Am I making sense? Let's move to the slide. That is the best way of improving your learning and development division. Go and check with your people to whom you have hired where they are today. And if they are stuck, either they are not upgrading themselves as an individual, or you are not providing that environment or culture as an organization. So either you need to improve them or you need to improve yourself as an organization. Right? Recruitment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, any question? Somebody saying something?
No, sir, I just said absolutely correct.
Okay, thank you. Now coming to, agile and recruitment. Anyways, we have taken multiple, example of recruitment. But again, what we have written here is that the agile techniques are streamline the recruitment process by enabling faster decision making, reducing time to hire, and promoting a candidate-centric approach. The example which I have taken, the 4 or 5 people, small team, what it was, the result was we talk to the people, right? We do the faster decisions, we do the interview faster, we immediately close it, and then we immediately raise the offer. That is agile. And people are working in small chunks parallelly so that you can have that mindset, that agility in your entire team to close your requirements fast. Right? So focus on the cross-functional team and automatically your recruitment will become very fast. Right? At least internally in your organization, it should not take time. In small organization, generally it does not take time, but the problem or challenges come when you have a people of thousands of people, Like I work in a company where the strength of the employees are 19,000. So when there's a there's a scale of 19,000 people, then definitely we have 120 people into the recruitment only. And there are 180 people working into HR compliance only. Right? In such infrastructure and model, you cannot work like a more process oriented. Yes, we are process oriented. Processes are there. It is a CMMI level 5 organization. However, we work into agile way by creating small team, following the process, quickly closing the decision, and going further. Right? So that was the recruitment part. Now coming to the next is employee engagement. Guys, nowadays just 5 years back, what I used to think, and I have shared multiple times with my students when I take sessions, right? I used to think that HR's role is just creating a rangoli and celebrating the Santa in the December month. But the fact is, things are totally different. Things are now even 100% different what HR used to do 5 years back. Now the engagement with employees is just not celebrating the events. The engagement is go above and beyond, right? How you can set up a collaborations, how you can do the HR initiative, how you can have a continuous feedback to improve. How many times? Okay, let me ask you one question. Whenever you bring a new policy, right? Whenever you bring a new policy decision in your organization, how many times before rolling out, you went to a different folks in your organization, of your employees, obviously, to understand the pulse of them on that policy? Like, for example, there is a policy that we will be, reducing, because positive policies will always be welcomed. There will not be any challenge. If you will tell to people that we are increasing your number of leaves, there is no need to go to the people to ask. Everyone will say, yes, please do it, right? The challenge comes when you go to the negative way, right? So let's go and talk to them. See, guys, in the COVID, we have announced that everyone will work from home. But now there's no COVID. Let's start coming to the office. This is the new policy which you are going to do, that just one day you can do work from home in a week. Rest of the time you need to come to your office, right? And now you just launch this policy without having any discussion with the employees. The top management discussed it and launched it. What will be the impact? This is not a better way. For a better collaboration with your customers, it is important that go to the people, talk to them, and show the picture. See, guys, and let me just tell you that what we have done recently. For the last 3 years, we are still doing work from home. Still, our organization is doing work from home with 18,000 people. But let me just tell you that how we are doing now. We have called to people in a town hall, and we had given a presentation that when we were into the office, what sort of services we were delivering and what sort of client satisfaction score we were getting. That was the score. That was the satisfaction level of the customers. That was the delivery we were doing. That was the collaboration we were doing. Now, over a period of time in this 3 years, when we have done this WFH, we have done fantastic work. Look at the fantastic work. But unfortunately, the client satisfaction ratio got a bit delayed, bit down. The collaboration bit got down. The iteration went a bit high, which is not good for the organization. What is your opinion? How we can improve the customer satisfaction score? How we can improve the better collaboration? How we can bring people together? I want to work with you. I want to have a coffee with you. How can I have a coffee with you? I'm missing that. The moment when you'll go, and let me just tell you that the most of the people say, "हाँ यार, office में मजा तो आता था." Right or not? Am I making sense? And you know what will happen? What will happen? 50% people will say, हाँ बुला तो लो office, 1-2 दिन बुला लो. It's okay, we just wanted that. If you will start 2 days in a week, gradually, after 3 months, it becomes 3 days, then becomes 4 days. This is called accepting the change and executing the change in the organization with the agile way. Am I making sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
That, so when again come back to the slide. So when we talk about, you know, the learning, the recruitment, and then the employee engagement, these all are the factors which is again what the mindset we have. What the mindset we have? Customer focus. What the mindset we have? Collaboration. What the mindset we have? The experience, the better experience, which is the fundamental of your agile. Am I making sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
यार बहुत ज़्यादा yes आ नहीं रहे, मुझे लगता है कि I'm just making people bore. Let me just check.
Yes, sir, it's really interesting and very relevant also.
I have also written in chat that it's absolutely interesting and it should go on.
Yeah, because एक तो ना ये वर्चुअल बड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गया, एक तो वीडियोस नहीं होते ना, तो दिखते नहीं है, चेहरे नहीं दिखते, तो फिर आंखों का इंटरेक्शन नहीं होता.
Now Satish, first of all, encourage them. Work from home तो work from office अलग है. पहले encourage them to have their videos on.
ये तो
कंपनी में अगर आपने ये कंपल्शन कर दिया ना, in all meetings the video should be on. That has also got an impact.
Right. So let me just there is one interesting anybody from this group. Let me just tell you guys, anybody from this group, and please just ये जो मेरे को spotlight बना रखा है ना आपने पढ़ना, इसको हटा दो एक बार, so that we can have a multiple people, right, on the one screen. मैं इतना स्मार्ट हूँ नहीं कि मेरे को स्पॉटलाइट बनाओ आप, but anyways, so look at the faces, very closely. How smart, beautiful, interactive, lively faces we have. And those who have not started their videos, I'm telling you that, just start for a minute and have a smile on your face and just look at yourself. At least you should love to yourself. And you will start sharing automatically video. This is the fact. And you can try this. See, those who are writing, yes, sir, their video must be on at least. Anyways, coming to the slide again. So thank you very much who are now starting. But yes, this is important. You all are very beautiful and please see your faces first. Okay, so after this employee engagement, let's move to the next one. The cross-functional teams can be made in HR. Anyways, we have discussed this. Actually, I have just covered this example, all these slides step by step. Now, this is the interesting thing, which is the last thing actually, framework of Agile available for HR. So there are in Agile, there are almost 7-8 frameworks, let me just tell you. But the famous frameworks, 2 famous frameworks are there. One is Scrum and another one is Kanban. Now, the Scrum is completely a program, a course, right? I teach Scrum in 7 days actually, right, to my people and the industries. So definitely I cannot cover all these frameworks in this small time. However, we will see that if we can bring only Scrum framework for HR, a webinar in future, and then Kanban framework for HR in webinar in future, right? We will see that. But as of now, let me just give you a glimpse. So Scrums are basically group teams. So when we are working in a groups of teams, then generally we use Scrum. But when we are working individual contributors, right? Let me just give you an example. In the customer support systems, where we have call center sort of model, right? Where people raise a ticket and then everyone is working on the ticket, right? So I go to the office, I'm a customer centric or customer relationship manager, and I get every day 20 tickets in my bucket. I just solve the tickets and talk to customer and come back to my home. That is my job. So when I have such model, then we generally use Kanban. But when I have a team model, like if I'll go alone I cannot do. There is a project, right? Where all the people are working together. I have my role, another one is having another role, another person is having a different role. And when we all come together, then we deliver as a solution. So when you are working into such models, we use scrums, right? So we need to see that, like when let's talk about the HR compliance team, right? Where they are having, they are creating a policy, sitting together, having multiple discussions, defining strategies for the organization. Such projects always happen in a Scrum model, right? But look at the other end, when we are having a ticket model, right? Where people are raising a ticket about their problems. At that particular team, we can have a Kanban model. As of now, I can just tell you this much, because if I'll touch beyond this, it will take another 2-3 hours, and I don't want these topics. So, but yes, you can go and Google it, just see Scrums and Kanban. These are the two very famous frameworks what we use into HR. And these frameworks are basically provide a structured way of executing things at your end. Making sense to everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think after that, we had the most expected slide and most important slide. Thank you for the time which you were expecting for a long, right? So that was the content which I wanted to present, and I'm happy to see many students are here also who have also attended my sessions. So thank you very much. Anyways, so let's have a question for 5 or 6 minutes, and then we'll be wrapping up. Yes,
Sir?
Kitty.
Yes,
Kitty.
hi, sir. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Sir, so do we need to, specifically learn Scrum, being a Scrum Master in order to understand all these things? And does it specifically help in being a HR? I mean, these two things are that related, that we need to be a Scrum Master in order to be a good HR?
See, actually, the important thing is that you should have an understanding of entire step-by-step process of Scrum. This is a framework. Again, when we say framework, this is basically a method of working, right? Which comes by the implementation. So it is always interesting that if we can have a sort of certification. Unfortunately, if you go to the Google, you will not find a single certification which tells you Scrum in HR, right? Perhaps ProTouch will come up with this program called Scrum with HR. However, right now you can only find Scrum in softwares. What I did as an Agile coach, and I'm also certified Scrum Master, right? I did as a software expert, right? Not as an HR expert. But yes, that experience brought me to bring the HR flavor into it. And now I have implemented this into HR domain as well. However, practically, you will not find any program right now in HR specifically. But yes, for software point of view, if you want to do, you can definitely do that for certification in that is Certified Scrum Master, CSM in short. Right? Okay. But that will definitely help you to understand what exactly the Scrum is and how we can implement it. Right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Any other question? Okay, Prachi is saying, as you suggested few things in L&D, what more we can implement in L&D? What more we can implement in L&D? Those who have attended my competency program, we have done in detail that how you can identify the competencies of the people, and then you can identify the gaps, right? Because that framework, if you have a competency framework at your into your organization, then you will be able to identify that person is competent enough to do the job or not. And if not, then you can identify the gaps. And when you understand the gap, that will be basically your analysis of your L&D, right? As far as the agile ways implementation is concerned, so definitely you need to go to the feedback process, go talk to people, have a feedback, look at it why they are not growing. And if they are growing, someone in one of the programs, someone asked me one day in one of the sessions that they belong to manufacturing company, right? So there was one person who is working at a labor class in the labor, working on the machines, you know that? And then he was working into that factory for last 30 years on the same role. And then she asked me a question when I was teaching this competency module. Then she asked me that, Satish, what I shall do? You are saying that we should improve people, but this person, he is not at all educated. And the last 30 years in the same factory, he is doing same work on the same machine, and he is producing the same results. What shall I do? I said, this is not a failure of the employee. This is the failure of an organization. For the last 30 years, you could have trained him in multiple stuff. Education or degrees are not only one the criteria. At least today, he would have at the position of handling 5 or 10 laborers at his place and making sure that everyone is working on the machine in a correct way. Or he might be playing a role of trainer. You would be hiring people on low cost with zero experience, and he would be training them, right? And you can make this resource is more efficient in terms of bringing a new talent into your factory. But that was what? That was a missing learning and development gap analysis, and then implementing that. Why? Because feedback. Why? Because the agility was not there. Feedback was not there. No one is having a customer-centric approach was not there. Who was the customer for HR? That employee, that labor. Nobody went there to understand what sort of experience he is having in the organization.
You know, Satish, I would like to add to this with my 20 years of experience in HR and mostly in L&D. Agility is required by organization, agree. However, agility is also required by employees.
Right.
I have a question that how many people working with that particular employee has gone ahead? How many employees have gone ahead? So, you know, when I look at L&D, I look at it in a different way, that everyone gets a plant from a nursery to make that plant grow. No one gets the plant from the nursery so that the plant will die. We give water, sunlight, we nurture that plant, everyone. However, few plants don't grow, and few plants really grow tall with the same food, whatever we are giving with the nurturing. So very important, you also need that within, right? So agility is not required only from the organization side. Agility is also required from employees side. And if we blame the organization solely, that is not fair, what I personally feel. Because is there any organization on this planet which does not want employees growing? I mean, today there is a biggest war. What is happening right now is a talent war. We want great talent to work, but I'm ready to do coaching, mentoring, adaptability, having training sessions, everything. But are you also agile? I think that is very important. So it has to come from both sides. That will be my take on agility.
No, absolutely right, Aparna. On the top of it, like there is another catch here is that because every organization definitely want to grow, and I'm 100% agree with that. Every organization brings talent to nurture and to make it bigger and bigger. However, you know what happens? How the culture is spreading in the organization. I have seen from the top, there is a lot of push, learn. They will bring a lot of new programs, right? They will give the subscriptions of the online training portals on the organization cost, and they will be spending crores on that, right? But what is happening in a small group of team who is working at some level, which is a lower level, right? The manager, the lead, the 4 or 5 people together, what sort of culture they are creating. And that is why every individual, including lead and employee, needs to go through with the training to change the mindset from static to continuous improvement, mindset to stay at one place, from staying at one place to going to the next place, right? That sort of mindset needs to be changed at every small level. We have seen that people don't even Organization want, they provide all facilities, they put all infrastructure, they put all resources, right? But at a lower level, when the lead, right, when the lead is not motivating people, and sometimes people are also like that. By human psychology, no one wants hard work. This is the fact, right? When you ask people that do you want to learn apart from your working hours, everyone said no. Everyone want learning in the working hour only. That is the biggest challenge that we face. 8 hours is working, and if you tell them, okay, you need to do this course, so now they will work only 7 hours. 1 hour, तो हम आपके लिए कर रहे हैं. We are not doing anything for us. Isn't
Absolutely.
it?
I 100% agree with you. Once, I conduct a lot of interviews and I can see a lot of our participants are there, very young participants we have from HR generalists. When I conduct interviews, many experienced candidate comes to us.
Right.
The first, the one of the common questions we asked is, why are you moving on? Why are you leaving that company? And the answer comes is, I did not get a growth. Then the second question I asked them, what is it that you have done for your growth? What is the upskilling you have done in last 1 year? They have no answer. They feel the company should do for me to grow further. Career is yours. Job is yours. Company will do what they want, right? What is it that you are doing? And we took a small initiative at ProTouch to, develop that culture of learning. That I asked the same question to my team. What is it that you are doing? Are you even doing free courses for yourself? And then I could see 10, 15 people coming up with the certificates. Of course, we put the system there. We said TLs should look at them every month. What is the investment? You have made it in yourself first. Then company will make it. And this is what, we need to have, that it will work, learning culture will develop if the hunger is from both the ends. It will not only with one end. And very important it is that people who are investing in themselves, learning, either they will go in their existing company or they will grow somewhere. But if they are not learning, they will not grow in existing company, become stagnant, and will not go anywhere. So I think both ways are very important than only one way. Good discussion. Thank you.
Yeah, just last point, guys. Let me just tell you that because every Thursday, every Wednesday in our organization, we do one activity called radio sessions. And that radio sessions are dedicated only for technology changes in technologies, what is happening in the technology. And let me just tell you that the next 3 years, most of the people will be replaced. We are at a stage. Go to this CES, which is happening, this electronic show 2024, right? 2023 is happening, I think, in Delhi or Bangalore, which is happening. I don't know what is the place. I have just seen recently some videos from Samsung and LG, right? Have you seen that movie Iron Man? In the Iron Man, if you go, then that person is having a transparent screen. And it happened nowadays in multiple movies. And there's no screen, nothing else, but he comes and he do like this, and like this. And then he move the things and some picture comes here. Have you seen that? In the air itself, if you have not seen, just go and check that Iron Man movie. That is already there. Go and look at this. Samsung has launched it. And now people are coming with the small robots, which will do all household stuff. So there is no need of maids, right? So let me just tell you, things are getting automated. All your compliance will be automated, right? And all your policies will be written by the ChatGPT, even with the more professional way than you are writing till now, right? By having an overall globe data. After that analysis, what Rahul sir always teaches in his data analytics programs, how the data is being used to take the decision and define the insight, right? So this is happening. So if you are not changing yourself, if you are not upgrading yourself, if you are not going by the technology, then anyways, despite whatever the age you are in, you will be obsolete. So be ready for that, right? And this is a serious concern by end of this session. So someone has asked, sir, one small question. Tejaswini wanted to ask one question. Yes, Tejaswini?
Hello.
Yeah, Tejaswini.
Hi, sir. This is a very small question. It relates to my personal one.
Okay, please.
So I'm having a HR experience as a generalist in India for 4 years.
Okay.
For last 4 years, 2 years I worked in L&T. Another 2 years is a staffing company. And so after marriage, I came back to US in 2021. So I got my work permit in 2021. I worked in small consultancy one as an HR. Now it's so big.
You're on mute now, Tejaswini.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's becoming very difficult for me to search for it and how to get calls for in HR field and how to get a job. Can you please suggest me something so that I can go with that? And I'm doing a HR generalist certification from ProTouch.
Okay. So Tejaswini, I think you have a valid question. However, I think this platform perhaps will not suffice, the right answers.
Yeah.
I think it's better. I would like to request to Dr. Aparna that somebody could connect from ProTouch to you and then counsel you, right? And you will definitely get someone, because we are customer-centric organization. So by following the agility, definitely someone will reach to you and solve your query. Don't worry, right? Yeah,
I don't know whom to ask. So this is the first webinar I attended.
We got your query.
I would like to add here, Tejaswini, we have complete team of a placement who works. I'm sure that you must be receiving emails. I'm sure that you are receiving WhatsApp messages also on the group, right? You can get in touch with that person. They will, there is a Umang, there is Paromita, there is Malika. They keep on having a lot of counseling sessions. Do connect with them, okay?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
If you feel anywhere that you have no idea where to go, you can always go to your career advisors and they will guide you. Okay?
Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. I think it is 8:38. Satish is also having, after full-time day work, he's here. We need to respect his time. Isn't it, everyone? I think that's important. We need to keep it.
Absolutely.
And,
having also question. I'm so sorry. Just take a Tina's question also.
Tina, please go ahead. This is the last question we are taking.
Okay, I will not waste any time just asking the question that what are those technical knowledge that an HR must know?
They should do HR generalist course from ProTouch.
I think technology-wise also, as Satish will say and agree, no matter how much technology comes, you need to understand the basic HR first.
Yeah.
You need to understand what is employee experience first. What is, entry to exit formalities are. If we know it, certainly we can add a lot of automation. And as Satish said again and again, no matter how many processes you have, you cannot take a people out of process. So that is very important. And Tina, we will have a separate session on HR tech, which we are coming up. And certainly we will take the questions there. I hope you will appreciate that. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
And we have given Satish, email, LinkedIn profile link. Feel free to get in touch with him. That is how it is. Of course, don't bother too much to him, but still you can get in touch with him. Okay? So I think on that note, give big thumbs up to Satish. Can we do that? Big thumbs up, everyone. I would like
I have sufficed the purpose.
Yes.
Guys, please share the true feedbacks.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry for the beginning of the session.
No problem, Satish. The true feedback, it was just awesome. It was very engaging. The big message which we have got from today's session is we all, whether we are employer, HR, or an employee, any team member, leader, anyone, We need to be agile. I think that is the big message I'm taking from the session, and from bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And that happens, starting glitches can happen, but we were missing you on the screen, right? We want to see you on the screen, and now we are.
I love to be always on the screen, but that had happened. But finally, I came. Actually, that is good.
So finally, you are here, and finally we made it. So big round of applause, entire team. I think Komal is the person behind organizing all this from ProTouch team. Fabulous job, Komal. Keep it up, and we would like to have more and more knowledge sharing sessions. Stay tuned, everyone. Every Thursday at 7 o'clock, we are going to have a lot of knowledge sharing sessions. We have already planned up for you for next Thursday, where we are going to have Nasreen Khan. She is a head culture, of HR, and she will be coming and speaking to you. So keep it up, stay tuned, and look forward for more and more knowledge sharing sessions. Thank you so much, Satish. Thank you,
Thank you,
Rahul.
Satish. Thank you, Satish.
Utkarsh.
It was amazing session. I really liked it. It's a tough topic to absorb for many of us, but thank you for making it so simple. I think it's a great start, and I completely agree that we should have a carry-on session on this.
Absolutely.
Because by then people would have absorbed whatever first intake of agile frameworks is, and I think this topic deserves a follow-on session.
We have not justified the topic, Satish. Ye dil mange more. Ye dil mange more. Maybe at least one day we dil mange. Okay. Let's think about it. Let's talk about it. And let me take your suggestion. Let's collaborate and be customer centric. Right? Wonderful.
Thank you, Komal. Thank you, Komal, for putting it together.
Yes.
Thank you, Satish. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care,
Bye.
everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.